Hey divas, welcome back to Women Unleashed, where our inner strength meets unapologetic confidence. Where we in our week 40 of this transformative journey, and this today we'll be rounding up our week 10, where we'll be talking about intentional living. And over the past few weeks, we'll be learning how to live intentionally, make intentional habits, be consistent, in what we do in our positive habit, because we know consistency build our confidence. We've also been intentional about our relationships. We've looked at some of those relationships under the microscope and see which ones need to stay, which one need to go, and which one we need to embrace closer. We've also been looking at how, and learning how we carry ourselves, knowing that our voice even speaks, before people see us. We'll be learning how to speak confidently. And these are the things that will carry on to the next stage of our life. They're not just things that we're just going to learn one off and we'll forget about them. This is the woman that we have become. And we continue to prune ourselves, and become the better version of ourselves every day. And today we'll be talking about something very profound, putting all these things together, and it's owning our own story. It's about our story, owning our story. Because our life, is an example of something someone has been open to be. Our life speaks volume, and somebody else has been going through the same journey that we've been through, and when this person hears about story, the person knows that no, I'm not alone. Someone is able to make it, I can make it. These are the things I need to learn. These are the corrections I need to make along my way, so I don't make the same mistake. In this group, I always talk about documenting, our progress, documenting, our struggles, our fear, our heartbreaks, and our wins. Document them, because years to come, when you look back, the woman you have become, that success story of yours, when you look back, you'll be grateful that you did not deny yourself. I said, so many of us carry incredible stories of resilience, faith, healing, heartbreak, courage, and restoration. Yet, too often, we hide those stories because of fear, because of shame, because of rejection, or because we believe that those experiences don't matter. Our experiences do matter. They are important. They speak volume, because they are not weaknesses. They are our witnesses, and they are not shame. They are our strength. Because those things that we have gone through, those heartbreaks that we have gone through, those rejections that we have gone through, so many interviews that we have written and we've been rejected, they've paved way for us to keep polishing ourselves, becoming better, with each interview, with each pitch that we're submitting, with each proposal that we're submitting, until we got the one where we've got it right now, and we're not going to give up, because we're not we're not there yet. I use Tesla all the time. Tesla is not there yet. They're still looking for, bigger and greater invention, and that's the stage we're in. We've conquered some hurdles, but we're not there yet. We still keep moving on, because the sky is our starting point. The sky is wide enough, so why don't give up now? I said, our nugget says, our testimony is not shame, like I said, but it is strength. Our story becomes powerful when we stop hiding it. We need to share our story. Obviously, I don't need us to share every single detail, but sometimes it is good for you to share your struggles, share the way you have been able to overcome, so that somebody else can learn from it. I said, everything we've overcome has shaped the woman we are today. The challenges we have faced develop resilience. The disappointment taught us wisdom. The setback strengthened our faith. And even our mistake became lessons that helped us to grow. You went for that interview, you fumbled. That mistake taught you, to brush off, to know how to answer the next time you go for a pitch. And, we've been successful. You don't have to pretend that we've always had it together. No, nobody had it together for us. Look at the life of, Viola Davis, one of the greatest actresses. Look at go and read about her. There's a biography about her. I will put the link in the section below. I read her books recently. Read about Michelle Obama. There's so many people that we have read about in different parts of the world. Who went through struggles and then they became triumphant. Then they triumph. Look at Ben Carson. We've heard about him. Was the first person to be able to perform operation on the Siamese twins. So many people like that at their beginning looked so bleak. Their beginning looked as if no, they were supposed to be rejected. But through consistency, through perseverance, and having good backing, having good support system in place, might be their parents, their friends, families, they were able to make it through life and they became successful. Look at Obama. Look at Obama, how many times he tried and then, became, one of the first black presidents, of America. So many lives like that. And that's the same thing about you. Look at where you have come from. Look how far you've come. How far you've come where you are right now. And there's a sister crying out there thinking she can't make it. But listening to your story gives her courage, gives her strength that, she can also make it. We don't have to pretend that we've all had it. Authenticity is far more powerful than perfection. And in this group, we don't talk about perfection, we talk about excellence because we want to be better than where we were yesterday. And that's why we do not compete with ourselves we do not compete with anyone. We compete with ourselves because we want to be better than the bookie of yesterday. We want to be better than the bookie of last year. We want to move from glory to glory. That is our hallmark. As men of grace and divinity, we don't share our stories for attention. We share them to bring hope, encouragement, and healing to others. And that's what we're saying. We share our story so that somebody can learn, somebody can know that it is possible to make it. It is possible to be, a renowned entrepreneur. It is possible, to be a good mom. It is possible to be a good homemaker. It is possible. All these things are possible. All we need is a little bit of patience, perseverance, and be consistent, in doing the right thing, developing ourselves. Your testimony reminds another woman that she's not alone, like we said. Your courage gives someone else permission to believe that change is possible. Yeah, your journey may become the answer to someone else's prayer. So this week, as always, we've got a challenge that we need to do. We're going to complete our story ownership reflection. And we're going to ask ourselves simple questions. What part of my stories have I been hiding or minimizing? What valuable lesson has my journey taught me? Because we said we are not there yet. We are still work in progress. So where you have reached, where I'm coming from, what have I been learning? What part of this journey? What have I learned so far? What do I need to be doing to move to my next phase? Because, sweetheart, the next phase of our life is very critical. How can my story encourage another woman who is facing similar challenge? What is one safe and meaningful way I can share part of my journey this week? So this week, how can you share part of your journey? We call it testimony. How can you share your testimony? How can you share your success story to be able to encourage somebody else? There's an actress in Nigeria, Funke Akindele. Some of us that we watch Nigerian movie, we know where she's coming from. We know all her challenges, all the obstacles she has been able to, to confront before she became this successful. And she's one of the most sought after actresses in Nigeria, even if not everywhere in the world. And right now, she's beginning to teach the younger ones, how you can become yourself, how you can face those fears, those challenges, and how you can be the best version of yourself. Those are ways of, emptying into other people. I said your story is not something to hide. It is something to steward. Steward is with wisdom. Share it with humility. Use it with purpose, because every chapter of your life has prepared you to become the woman you are today. So every chapter of our life has prepared us to become the woman we are today. Yeah, and like I said, wisdom tells us what we need to share. We need to be wise also when we're sharing our story, and yeah, we need to be wise when we're sharing our story. We need to share our story so that somebody else can learn, not because we want to boast about where we are, but also there are some things that are our strength and our secret place, and our vulnerable place. And until you are comfortable enough, it's not everything also that you need to share. But the important one, the necessity one, the main ones that have helped you are things that you need to share with people. But if there's something that will make you vulnerable, if there's something that you think that when you share is going to break you and bring you down, then that is for you to keep until you're strong enough to be able to overcome that part of your life. As a living intentionally is not only about our habits, your presence, your relationship. It's also about embracing your journey with confidence and allowing your life to become a source of light to other people. So this week, as we journey this week, as we go about our ways this week, I want to leave us with this affirmation. And I said, I own my story with confidence. My journey carries wisdom, strength, and purpose. So look at it, where I've come from, all the things I have gone through, this journey that I've come through, it carries wisdom, strength, and purpose. And it is taking me into my promised land, because I have not reached my promised land. I am still work in progress. So sweetheart, as we go this week, think of someone you're going to share your somebody you're going to share your story with, someone you're going to enlighten, someone you're going to deposit into our life, or is our life this week. And remember that the sky is your starting point. We are not there yet. We are work in progress. So this week, do not shrink, do not hide. Continue to be consistent, because consistency builds our confidence, and the sky indeed will be our starting point. See you at the top. Love you.